Good morning. Um, and continuing on working on hyperbolas today, you're given two foci and a point on the hyperbola. So let's go ahead and start with the foci. So we know one's at 0, 3. We know one's at 0, negative 3. These are my focal points, and it doesn't matter which one you call focal point 1 and focal point 2. So you now know that this is a vertically opening hyperbola. So you know you have y minus k over a quantity squared minus x minus h over b quantity squared is 1. Now, let's go ahead, and this, though, gives you a lot. Because look, if you were to look at this line that goes through these 2 points, that's going to be an axis of symmetry. And also, it's going to contain the transverse axis. As soon as I tell you that 0, 2 is a point on that curve, I've told you something. That's a vertex. That's one, or not a vertex, but a vertice. Excuse me, I'm saying singular. And there's 2 of them. So when I reflect it, its image also has to be on it, right? So as soon as I know that, I now know one vertice is right here, 0, 2. That means the other vertice is right here, 0, negative 2. That means, well, I could have done this differently too. That also means that the center of my graph is at the origin. So putting those things together, h and k are 0. So we now know that this is your vertical focal radius is 2. So you now have y over 2 squared minus x over b squared is 1. But you know what? This isn't so bad, because if you think about that drawing rectangle, if I was to draw it, we all know the focal distance is always the hypotenuse. In our case, that focal distance is going to be 3. We know that the major, or not the major, but the vertical focal radii is going to be 2. And here's b. So 9 is equal to 4 plus b squared. So b squared is 5. And we know that it's a focal radius, so we know we only need the positive one. So that's root 5. So I now have that y over 2 squared minus x over root 5 squared is 1. Okay? Remember, the eccentricity is the ratio of the focal distance to the major focal radii. In our case, it's going to be 2. So we have 3 over 2, which is 1.5, which we expected. Rewriting this in a different form, I believe, okay, I'm going to multiply both sides by 20. For one reason, I'm going to obliterate the fraction. So I'm going to have 5y squared minus 4x squared is 20. Rewriting, minus 4x squared plus 5y squared minus 20 is 0. It's now in general form. I hope this helped.